we have gotten to
Last looks.
Last looks.
Okay.
I'm very excited for this, especially there's just something very cozy to me about the fact that we are exactly the same age and have so many of the same pop culture references and all of that.
Yes.
So, Patrick Macmanus, what is either your favorite movie of all time or a few movies that are meaningful to you and representative of your taste, were influences, etc.?
Okay. I have a very specific answer to this, 'cause I mean this when I say this, and this is going, and you need to let me move past it. I think Armageddon is one of the perfect movies of all time. Is it a good movie? No. Is it just so much fun, and the banter and like the stupidity of it mixed with the end when Bruce Willis sacrifices himself for Ben Affleck and for Liv Tyler? Like, I mean, it's got heart, it's got comedy, it's got action. I love Armageddon, and every single time it's on, I'm like, I guess I'm watching Armageddon again.
I was going to go do something.
Yeah,
and
I'm going to watch Armageddon. So the flip of that, which lives in the same, I could watch it a million times and be happy, is Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
Right? Like,
yes.
anytime.
That one I can chime in on. I've only seen Armageddon once. I was like,
it's
not
okay.
for me.
It's okay. You're not wrong.
Shawshank. Shawshank, to be the age we were when that movie came out.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I have a follow-up of that one.
Yes, please.
Which is genuinely, I would say, is my favorite movie. Really is All the President's Men.
Yes.
So that one has influenced me the most. If you look at, and I will say that if you look at any of my true crime, and you'll see it quite a bit if we get Spotlight off the ground, you'll see it a lot in Spotlight. It's like that, that classic two people taking on a system, and the cinematography is amazing. And this is gonna be weird. This is a weird thing, but I have a problem, not in a bad way, but like with sound design. I love sound design. It's really important to me. I keep wanting to make a TV show where you're able to just use all of the diegetic noise around you and still be able to edit the thing together correctly. Because I have such a clear memory, because I've seen it a million times too, of that moment where Dustin Hoffman is interviewing the one young woman on the deck of whatever hotel as the airplanes are coming into DCA. And it was so real because he had to yell over the airplanes and she had to yell over the airplanes. I bring it up in prep of every show, and somebody's always like, we're not doing that.
Oh, God.
Macmanus, we're not doing that. Those are my three movies.
Amazing choices.
Okay.
Music.
Yes.
I'm very curious about this. 2 albums when you are stranded on a deserted island. What albums do you have with you to maintain your sanity while you're there? I know it's hard.
Have you shared yours?
Yeah, well, let's vamp. I have Edie Patterson was here, and she was like, "What are yours?" And I was like, "Oh, thanks. Nobody's asked that."
Yeah.
Yes, Liz Phair, Whip Smart. There we go. Not Exile in Guyville, even though I worship that album too. Whip Smart. And The Hold Steady, Boys and Girls in America.
Oh, yeah.
Love them so much. Oh, yeah. And again, those are, I'm a Bruce person more than I am an anything person, but there's not a Springsteen, there's not like one album of his. And I felt like it was cheating to say the greatest hits one.
Look, I open every single one of my pilots forever with a Springsteen quote.
Different Springsteen quote each time?
Oh, yeah. I have to work them into
Patrick,
what the show
you're gonna have to come back for like part 4 that's only about Bruce.
Yeah. No.
Oh, my God.
Literally every script. Whether it's Devil in Disguise or Vanderbilt had one. I don't remember what it was, but like, they're all in there.
Oh, my God.
So I will have to say a Springsteen, but I will think about that because that one's really hard.
That is really hard.
And I kind of feel like...
I think I know what you're going to do. Okay, go ahead.
Because the obvious one that I should say is Nebraska.
Yeah.
But you're on a desert island.
Yeah. Are you going to say Darkness?
I was going to say...
I think you need to say Darkness.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Because yes.
No, but anyways, I think I can answer the other one. Like, there is an album, it's so random. Do you know who Josh Ritter is?
No.
Okay, so this will all tie together in a sec. So Josh Ritter has this album called, I think it's The Animal Years. And... early in when I was trying to get my career off the ground, and I lived over on Martell and Beverly.
Yeah.
And then eventually, when my girlfriend and I moved in together, we lived on 4th and Crescent. My writing spot for 8 years was one table in the exact same table, exact same chair at the Barnes and Noble at the Grove.
I thought you were going to say Toast. I lived at 6th, and we lived on Orange Street.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone lived on Orange Street.
Yeah.
And I lived on 6th and Crescent at one point too. Right before Matt and I moved in together on Orange Street, I lived at 6th and Crescent. Now I'm like, did we see each other around then? I know, so funny. But I'm sure I saw you at Toast.
Toast was one of those annoying places that it was so packed. Like you had to go to Toast on like a Tuesday at a.
Otherwise, my God.
You were screwed.
Remember just being hungover and like, when are they going to have our table?
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, okay. Barnes & Noble.
Animal ears. I would walk every day because I do have very, very low level OCD.
Mm-hmm.
And so which I think helps me because I need to be in certain boxes.
Yeah.
And I had to be at this table. It was like my good juju table.
Yep.
And so I would always get to Barnes & Noble at 9:55 a.m. in order to make sure that no one took that table.
Yeah.
And I have been back to that table since. There's no question that like I've written, when I've been stuck, I will go back there.
Oh,
and, like,
wow, really?
Me. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I don't think the word is unstucks, but you know what I mean. So the point is that album was weirdly the album that I would listen to all the time on my walks to and from.
Yep.
And I do think it's a little bit because of my low level OCD.
Yeah.
That it had to be that album. And so that album reminds me of the hard times, like for sure, like all the struggle. But I will put it on every once in a while, and it brings back such immense nostalgia for me that even though I thought I was at like the lowest level of my life, and I really was, it was like really hard those years.
Yeah.
That album now has a totally different meaning to me. And I sort of feel like if I was stuck on that island and I listened to that, it would bring me back to a place where I felt safe. Because, you know, there's a weird thing about the struggle. And you can only say what I'm about to say if you end up
on the other side
being lucky to be on the other side of it.
Yes.
But that there was a weird safety to that time that like no one had any expectations of me.
Yep.
And all I had was my computer and my Barnes and Noble table and this album and working at the Abbey and trying to make money and there wasn't, the only pressure was internal. It was myself.
Yes. You
know,
because again, everything you're saying, I'm like, oh, we could go and do a whole episode about that. I mean, it resonates so deeply.
Yeah.
But I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. And I love that there's a coziness to that, even though at the time you're like, what's going to happen? Am I going to make it?
Oh, it's
Can
hell.
I pay rent? Like all of that. You do what you have to do.
To survive.
Yes. And to be able to create art. Okay.
All right, so that's the album.
Okay, I love it, and I don't know it, and I'm now going to dive into it.
Yeah, it's a nice album.
Did I pressure you into Darkness on the Edge of Town?
No.
Do you want?
No. I really do think. No,
taking?
I really do feel. I mean, I will also say that
if I was going to take one, that's what I would take.
I think that you're right. No, I don't think that. No, that was absolutely it. Because you have to like put yourself on the desert island. What do you want to listen? Like, do you want joy? Do you want like what is it that you want in that thing? And I think Darkness is a fucking genius album.
It's beyond. There are hardly words. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, also, so you're obviously a huge Bruce fan.
Yes. Did you get your tickets yet?
I have not for April.
I haven't either. I'm like, we'll make a bad decision like April 4th.
I will say that I used to have a tradition that I've gotten over now that I've got kids and we go together. But I used to have a tradition where I would go for the whole stand. But I would go alone on the first night because I get so emotional and like act like a jackass. Like where you're like if you're at a Springsteen concert, you're with a lot of people who love Bruce Springsteen. I had a couple of times over the years where those people have come up to me on that first night and been like, "You really love like Bruce."
Wait. Because goddamn, to be standing out in a crowd at that show where everyone knows every lyric. Everyone's obsessed with Bruce. Yes. Everyone thinks like he's singing to them. They also had a rough childhood. Like whatever it was. Oh my God.
Yeah, and they're like, wow, you really like that guy.
Where you're like, listen.
Yeah.
It's art and I'm moved.
I love him so much.
Okay.
What's the next last
question?
Yes.
Books. Do you have a favorite book of all time or something you've read recently that you loved and would recommend?
So this is going to sound a little bit like a cop-out, but I think it's important based off of our conversation. The book that changed my career, and so I've never taken a writing course. It's not that I don't believe in it. It's just I just never did. Stephen King's On Writing.
Yes.
It's the best. It's in my opinion, it's the only Bible that writers need to read to figure out how to write. And so I will say that is something that is always that when I read it once a year, maybe that's a bit much, maybe once every couple of years.
Do you find you glean new things?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. The basic, like the foundation of my process is based off that book. It's that Stephen King had where he said he would sit down no matter what and he'd write, I think it was 3,000 words. I think he's down to 1,000 words a day, 365 days a year. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
And he said same time every day.
Yes, that discipline and that muscle.
Discipline.
Yeah.
And that became that's where Barnes and Noble came from, was because I said that I had to write 10 pages a day, no matter what, script pages. And so my process in terms of writing a pilot is I sit down on a Monday and I finish it by Friday. It sucks.
Right. I was going to say,
but the finished product's not that great either. But like that, like even the rewrites aren't that great either. But
no,
like,
but it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be done in order for you to
go back.
Yes. And the discipline. I admire that so much. And you picked that skill up from Stephen King's On Writing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Because that's it. The whole process, my entire process is Stephen King. That's it. He's a little bit more successful than me. Yeah. And then a book that I recently read that I recently read Station 11, which I haven't
read it, but obviously that
it's amazing. Yeah, and the show, one of the shows that I'm not allowed to talk about is in a certain arena where I'm now reading a bunch of, like on my bedside table right now are a bunch of books that sort of live in the realm of what I'm about to write.
Yep.
And so I love reading. I will say that when I do read books now, it's typically in support of something that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Not that I'm adapting that thing, but that it's like in support of what I'm trying to write.
Meaning some of it can be for research purposes or fortifying your understanding of something.
Of a world or a tone or like one of the things I say to writers too is stop watching TV, stop watching movies and start reading.
Yeah.
That you should not base your writing career on watching the finished product of something, that you have to read a ton of scripts, you have to read a ton of books. And that also comes from Stephen King. I mean, which is a trope, right? That you have to, in order to write, you have to read.
Yeah.
But I think that oftentimes TV and feature people watch a lot of things and they don't read a lot of things.
And I think, and I don't know if this is where you were going with this, but the finished product, where is there any, not comfort, but like there's no lesson in that, right?
Nope.
And it can make you so intimidated by like, well, I'm not going to write Fleabag. Yeah. I mean, I just have this horrible draft that I wrote at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
I did finish it Friday evening.
I did. It sucks.
It's done. It sucks. But I'm going to have 43 more drafts of it.
That's right. Oh, you got the number.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's incredible advice. And that's been such a lovely thing also talking to people who listen to this podcast. There's like little gems and kernels, I think, that every single person who sits where you're sitting has, because it's just life experience, career experience, all of it. That's
and it doesn't work for everybody, right? Like there's nothing.
There's no one size fits all.
Exactly right. And so I think that I learned to write TV because I started as an actor and I was auditioning a lot.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get a lot of roles, but I was auditioning a lot, and so I was constantly reading scripts.
Yep.
And I think you just sort of like it sticks in there,
very much
for good or for bad.
Okay, last question. TV shows. Oh. You don't watch TV, so you can't answer this. Okay.
I do watch, but I don't watch.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot.
Do you have a favorite show of all time? Maybe from when we were young? Younger?
Yeah. It's hard for me to say it's my favorite. It was the show that I remember watching all the time just before Monday Night Football, and it was MacGyver. So MacGyver is a big thing, and then I don't know. I'm not really. I watch a lot of documentaries.
Have you seen the 1975 documentary on Netflix about filmmaking in 1975? Can't recommend it highly enough. Shit was real bad then too.
Oh yeah,
things are terrible right now too, in the world, in the business, all the things. And it also was then. I'm going to check it out. I will say I talk about the 70s and Hollywood all the time because people have this doom and gloom thing right now, and I understand why. Yeah. Everyone's coming off of a sugar high, and that never should have happened.
and again, I understand I'm in a specific place, right? But I'm looking at it from an objective place.
Yeah.
Saying, this is how it was when I was getting started. There were fewer places to sell to. There were fewer opportunities because people were just on shows forever.
Yep.
And you can say that there were 22 episodes a season, sure, but like, you weren't getting on that show.
Right. Yes.
And so it was who you know. It was a whole lot of luck. It was like being in the right place at the right time.
It's true.
And we all are coming down from, we're in a hangover from the streaming wars.
It's Monday morning.
It's Monday.
And you are back in Toronto. You didn't sleep well.
Yeah.
And it's
hangover day.
No, it's so true. But let's get to Tuesday.
Let's get to Tuesday.
I love it. This is a good place to end.
It was awesome, man.
Patrick Macmanus.
Thank you.
If you listen to this, I never know how to end this. I'm going to get up and give you a hug.
Right back.